I was just in Austin, Texas not long ago for my little grandson's 3rd birthday, and guess who attended? Lindsay and Daniel Crouch. They now have 3 small children. They are awesome. Lindsay is going to be here today to tell you the difference between butter and butter. And then her husband, Daniel, is going to be talking about the one-leg hip raise. I can't even do it. I won't even try. But in opening today's show, Frank Jordan and I are going to be discussing, he's the NSC guy, we're going to be discussing fungus, something called caprylic acid, a coconut oil fatty acid, and beta-glucan. What role do those play in our overall health? And then what does beta-glucan do to enhance or make better my immunity? All that and more on Know the Cause. This show is brought to you by the NSC Company. When you can't, Beta-Glu can. My name is Doug Kaufman. For the past 40 years, I've dedicated my life and even my career to finding the root cause of disease. Join me in a team of physicians, pharmacists, and scientists, and soon you too will know the cause. Frank Jordan is here with me. Love this guy. I've loved him for 20 years. One of my longtime advertisers talking about beta-glucan. How do you protect your immune system and from what, right? A pathogen. A pathogen is a disease-causing germ. You hear a lot, I mean, doctors in medical schools, that much about bacteria, this much about virus, that much about fungus, maybe a little vaginal yeast infection, jock itch, toenail fungus, ringworm. But it really isn't dwelt upon in medical school. So joining us today is Frank Jordan. He's got a product that arms your immune system. I've been on it for years and years and years. I'm religious about taking it. And I tell you, I just haven't been sick. And you don't know that until everybody around you is sick and you're not, right? That's when this product really pays off. It's called beta-glucan. But you brought all your grandkids' toys in today to assist us in better understanding these pathogens.
Well, I thought better than the grandkids. As much as I love them, it would be a bit disruptive, and these would be all over your studio. Right. But in any case, yeah, we have things to explain how these different things work, and particularly in fungus, and also the caprylic plus when you put these together. You and I were talking about fungus when a lot of people just didn't talk about it, and even the immune system, quite frankly, and both have come to the forefront. Immunotherapy now is a hot topic.
Right.
Fungus now in research. For a while, they didn't even keep up statistics on fungus, did they, Doug? I mean,
no, they didn't.
They didn't.
Wasn't considered a disease.
Ridiculous. But now they do. So how do we approach that? Well, we've got new research. As you know, we stay in medical school research, have for over 20 years. We won awards in Nevada where we do this for being the outstanding tech company with grants that they have given in a year with photography. We're very proud of all that stuff, but how do you use it? Well, we have converted that by process into a better product. And just recently we tested again, and we're so incredibly potent with empowering these macrophage cells.
These are white blood cells.
The white blood cells that actually create the co-stimulatory response. What is that and why do you care? If you've got something, you want to get over it, number one. Number two, you want a fast reaction, you want it effective, and you want to get back to normal. And we normalize. So we just tested all of this extensively to show that these, what they call APC or antigen presenting cells, that's what the white immune cells present to the helper T cells and so forth. And they decide whether your immune response responds to non-self or it doesn't respond and says this is okay. If they make mistakes, you get autoimmune responses. But we've just determined it's just unbelievable, the glucan and its status.
Are you still with Dr. Hunter?
Yeah, I have been now for over 20 years. He was a dirt bike rider when we met him. Johns Hopkins trained him. I mean, world hell, and the man is astoundingly brilliant, and we're very privileged to still have him there. But I just want to show our glucan, we're still going back. Nanoparticles are now a big deal because they're saying nanoscience, Mike, you need to make it micronized. A nano is 1,000. A micron is 1,000 nano.
So nano is so tiny.
So we are nano already, and here's what's important. This is your receptor site on your immune cell. These are our competitors. There's nothing wrong with the glucan. Just look at all that. It's clumped. Even if they say micronized, it's clumped back together. It won't go into the receptor on the different immune cells, which are 1 to 3 microns. You get our beta-glucan in a way we process it, and it goes right through. Now, we're not saying some of this won't break down, but if you take it, it's got to emit, the cell's got to emit chemicals to try to break it down, which otherwise would be killing something that you won't kill. We potentiate and normalize. We're not the killing agent. We don't do that. So we don't cure anything. We enable your immune response. 1/5 of your body given by God is your shield to go out there and protect you from what seeks to harm you and even kill you. And we don't know about life. Here it is. When is it over for you or for me? We're told we don't know the time. But this is it. It is alarming. And when it comes your time is up.
It's up.
And it's over. And there's no seconds. You don't go back. So,
you know, I really like what you guys have always said all along. Number one, this doesn't cure. What this does is arm the most important cure you have in your body. It doesn't come in pill form. It's called your immune system. The good Lord put it there. What beta-glucan has done for me through the years is absolutely amazing, and it can do it for you too. How do you get beta-glucan? What is this caprylic acid he was talking about as we entered this program? He'll tell you more about that when we get back from this short break. I called Frank Jordan a short time ago. It seems I got invited back again, the 17th annual Integrative Oncology meeting in San Diego. And of course, what's an immune system? Hello, Frank. Will Connie let you be with me for an hour to talk about the immune system? Thank you for all your help on that. This year, I was assigned a dozen phytochemicals, phytonutrients. All plants have phenol or phenolic compounds, and all of those are fighters. They fight bacteria and viruses and fungus in the soil. So I took the 4 major cancers, those being colorectal, lung, breast, and prostate cancer, and I, through the research, tried to see if all 12 of these phytochemicals, genistein, luteolin, D-limonene, et cetera, if they had anti-colorectal activity, anti-breast, anti-prostate, anti-lung, and they did. Now, I wanted to use beta-glucan. But of course, the rules when you give, and you guys know who are medical professionals, when you give continuing medical education, you can't shake a hand with a company who's been advertising with you for years and years. I would have used beta-glucan in a heartbeat. Frank always says, and this runs in my mind all the time as I'm recommending his products, when you can't, beta-glu can. Here's a product called sodium caprylate or caprylic acid. Caprylic acid and other acids are in coconut, and they are potently antifungal. We were on the radio 100 years ago. Right. We were doing a show in LA and all over the place. You had syndicated it. And we talked about lauric acid, caprylic acid. You chose caprylic acid. And we started Doug's Duo. Do you remember that? Oh. And you said for a couple weeks we're gonna...
And now it's, I just looked up, we're on our 20th anniversary, literally. That's pretty amazing.
Still sells.
Yeah, because we came up with it when you were on a little station in Dallas, Texas, I believe the USA Network, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
I'd drive up to Dallas and we'd do that many, many years ago. But in any case, we now have Caprylic Plus, and we've added all of oregano, garlic, so many different fungal fighters that through the years.
Wow.
So we put them all in one bottle, and then we segregated the glucan. So you take them together, and you have just got a dynamic product. Now, the glucan itself, what it does, it emulates fungus when it gets into the immune system. It is in no way pathogenic, but the immune response thinks it is, and consequently, it alerts all the immune cells to go look for fungus. Well, it's the glucan then that is the instigator. It's not the bad guy. But the immune system will go out and look for yeast when you take it, and then it will kill yeast that doesn't belong there, and that's why it is so good in so many areas. And you take it with the caprylic, and you've got one heck of a good combo to go out. And there's not many fungus supplements that aren't in that Caprylic Plus. That's the plus.
Right. I was really proud of you when you did that. We started with what we knew back 20 years ago. You know, sodium caprylic, caprylic acid or lauric acid. You know, we were looking at plant-based, food-based antifungals, and that's a big one. And at the time, the bottle of NSC 100 and the caprylic acid, Frank called them Doug's Duo. I'll never forget on the radio one morning, we were tired, you know, and you were saying, I can only do this for 2 weeks. 20 years later, you've got Doug's Duo for one reason, folks. When you've got something that has a 20-year run like this TV show, it's got an audience. People were taking this and they were noticing, and you hit the nail on the head. The caprylic acid is known to inhibit the growth of yeast. When we say fungus, folks, fungus has many cells. Yeast is a one-celled fungus. So if you have a yeast infection, it's a fungal infection, it's one cell. But this duo is amazing. And Frank, there's a difference. I always keep this blue bottle out here for moms with kids or people who want to get started on beta-glucans but don't want the behemoth that the NSC 100 is, which I take. Tell people what the difference is.
Well, the blue bottle is a daily maintenance dose of 3 milligrams, also great for kids. And the other one is extra strength. NSC 100 is 10 milligrams. And I'm going to go back to Doug's Deal. The reason it's sold so well through the years, it's 50% off all the time.
Okay.
All the time. Great way to get your NSC 100 and Caprylic Plus. It's just a real bargain. We urge you.
Well, Frank has been a friend of mine for many, many years. He started this, folks, when his mom got sick in a totally different business many years ago. His mom, in his car, leaving the doctor's office, grabs Frank's arm and says, honey, I'm dying. Can you help? Okay, think about that for some heavy-duty words. Don't go away. Frank and I will be right back with more because he can help. And as the story goes, his mom had late-stage cancer, too late to help her, but began studying. That was before computers and Google searches. I mean, you have to go to the library to begin studying, and he found a molecule that had been published back in the 1950s and 60s as not being able to help cancer patients, folks, being able to arm anyone's immune system. I mean anyone, little children's immune system, and that's what good health is all about. Good health starts with the letter I, right? When your immune system is strong, so are you. Frank, so you began to study this, and one thing you found that I think is a fascinating story is the beta-glucan beta-glucan has receptor sites on our cells, but the products on the market were too big to cleave onto that.
That's right.
So you began to do what's called micronizing it, making it small so it would fit right in the glove, if you will, of the receptor site.
Two things there. The micronization was important, but you need uniform micronization. You don't want, you can take a pommel and crush something and get a few pieces of micron. Some of our competitors do that and claim it, but this is uniform, and that's bioavailability. There's more of it gets into your immune cells faster, and consequently you get a faster immune response. You get a bioreaction, and then you get a bioactivity, which is you want. We had fire trucks on. Well, fire trucks, think of that. You want them to get to the fire in adequate numbers with adequate ammunition, in this case water or foam, to put the fire out. That's what we enable the immune cells. The immune cells are the fire trucks. We're the water, and we help them load the trucks, get them ready, and send enough trucks to where they have fuel to get where they need to go, put out the fire. Respond, react, and resolve, the 3 R's. Used to be read, write, and arithmetic, but we changed it.
You changed it for the company. It's an interesting company, folks, and I personally don't have health problems that I know of, but I take this every day. You don't realize how vulnerable you are, especially as you age, to health problems. A grandbaby sneezes on you, et cetera. Darn it, I end up every 3 months with another flu. That's where this comes in. I keep forgetting. But people around me, I travel a lot, people around me on airplanes, sneezing, hacking, coughing, and I got some of this in my Dob kit. You know, I just take one of these a day. I kind of forget about it. Just run down to the gym or something, swallow one of these, and away I go. I swear it has protected me so well. And sometimes, Frank, I'll go a week or two without it, and then I'll start noticing. and I go back to it. It's my go-to supplement.
Well, you see so many teachers, but the mothers, you said grandchildren. Well, we've got 5, and the mother and the dad, Mark and his wife, Ashley. When one gets it and brings it home from kindergarten or school, boom, everybody in the family, it takes about a month to work through the cycle. You don't have to do that. And Connie, these grandparents, we don't get it.
Yeah.
We just, and we're the ones supposed to get it first because we're older. Doesn't work. Ammunition, MG beta glucan, try it. You will like it. I will promise you.
And the president of the company used to have problems, from health problems to phlebitis to all of these health problems, and you have them pretty much contained, even as a, dare I say it, you're pushing 74 years young, and you're living a very healthy life.
I'm leading a healthy life. I actually have diabetes and reduced it from 10.8, which means I shouldn't be here, down to 7.4. And glucan has a lot of research in this area also we don't have time to get into, but if you're in that case, try it there too.
And try it free. If you're a first-time watcher, this is going to be sent to you. It's got 10 or 12 NSC 100s, the big boy in it. He pays postage. Just call the toll-free number and say, I want a bottle of that. I want a box of that to try first. Most of you end up, after 10 days on it, buying that and staying on it. Frank, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job. You bet.
Which is healthier, margarine or butter? We are here today to put the controversy to rest once and for all. The answer is, now you guessed it, real butter is better. And here's why. Real organic butter actually contains many health benefits, some that might happily surprise you. Butter contains many nutrients that can help prevent against heart disease. It has short and medium chain fatty acids that protect against cancer. The saturated fats in butter are essential to lung function and can protect against asthma. And the vitamin A in butter is essential for the thyroid gland to function properly. Now, on the other side of the coin, however, margarine can be full of harmful ingredients and potential health issues. Research has shown that margarine has free radicals, bleach, preservatives, and toxic chemicals in it. Now, I'm not certain if all that is true, but I choose real butter for me and my family. So when you're out buying butter and not margarine, the best butter to buy is either raw or pasteurized butter or organic butter from grass-fed cows. And even if you can't get it from grass-fed cows, real butter is always a better choice over margarine. Now you can butter your guiltless toast with that.
You met his wife, Lindsay, earlier. Now here is Daniel doing an exercise I think is very, very good for the bones, the muscles, the tendons, everything in your body. You can do this. Watch Daniel.
Working out doesn't always have to be hard. Sometimes you actually get to lay down on the ground and do certain things. So we're going to work on hamstrings right now, which usually in most cases is the #1 reason for lower back pain. So let's go ahead and make these guys strong, take some stress off your lower back, make you feel good. First thing, always posture, shoulder blades low, pull the shoulder blades back, hold that imaginary #2 pencil between your shoulder blades, all right? I'm going to go ahead and lay down on the ground. I'm going to take my right leg, my right ankle rather, put it on my left knee. I'm gonna pull my right toe in towards my right knee like this. You see how it activates these muscles? Protects my knee. Why not? Nobody wants knee problems. Now all I'm gonna do is take my left heel and drive it into the ground. Man, I'm only doing 3 and I can feel the hamstring getting nice and strong. Again, a strong hamstring is gonna take a lot of stress off your lower back. Now if we were to switch to the other side, same thing. Left ankle on my right knee, pull my left toes in towards my left knee, and I just want to drive through my right heel, all the way up, all the way. You're going to totally feel this in your buns and your hamstring, and you're going to feel this whole mechanism connecting together. I encourage you to do at least 1 exercise each morning. You're going to release endorphins that are going to make you feel phenomenal. Then you'll jump in the shower, you'll have a little something to eat. If you're on phase 1, this is just going to precipitate the benefits that you're seeing, because did you know that endorphin means inner morphine and exercise burns mycotoxins? So now that you know the cause of your problems, you can actually help yourself and create the ideal scenario for your life. Basically, the power's back in your hands. Thanks for watching Know the Cause.
Well, everybody writes in and asks us, what are our favorite Candida killers? There's a million of them out there, but I'll narrow it down to 2 or 3. Number 1, medium chain triglyceride oil, or MCT oil. This comes from coconut. Medium chain triglycerides are extremely antifungal. They are made up of caprylic acid, lauric acid, and capric acid, and boy, they are wonderful Candida killers, especially for the gut. Number 2, cloves. This is a weird one, but if you can just chew on cloves, yes, it might make your mouth numb, but oh my goodness, does it work at killing fungus. And number 3, I'm sorry to bore you, but it's oregano oil. I've never stopped loving this. So many studies have been done with this and the 2 others we talked about. Give these a try.
So we're definitely all under a good amount of stress these days. So my top 4 tips to reduce the stress. Number 1, sleep. I know we don't think we have a lot of time to sleep, but sleep is really important and helps you to be more productive. So try to get your 7 to 9 hours if possible. Exercise. Exercise, just getting the blood going, helps you detox a little. You can do it in your apartment, home, or outside, but just get exercising. Phase 1 diet, a good whole food based diet, eating lots of fiber and good fats, and your meats and your berries and things like that are going to make you feel so much better, and they impact your mood and your stress in a big way. And then last of all, prayer. You can't forget prayer. That really helps me to calm down, get perspective, and decrease the stress.
Isn't that fun? That's a show called Know the Cause. Today, of course, Frank Jordan was talking about eradication of mildew in your body, mold, mildew, and one of the ways we do that is with caprylic acid. This has some good antimicrobial activity. That's what he was talking about. This is his big boy, the NSC 100. This is the smaller dose, 10 milligram and 3 milligram. And by the way, if you're a brand new viewer, this is coming to you free, right? He'll even pay postage. This is about a dozen or 10 maybe of the NSC 100s. Folks, I just got back from a lecture in San Diego. Thursday, I spoke with a lot of doctors. Saturday, I spoke with many fans of Know the Cause. Thank you all for being there. It's such a pleasure to see doctors beginning to think caprylic acid, beta-glucan, natural, especially when dealing with cancer. This whole symposium was on cancer. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for teaching us what real butter is, and for the contortionist Daniel for teaching us how to do one-leg hip raises. Those are really hard, but I remember John, my producer, doing them when he was 68 years old. He knocked it out of the ballpark. God bless you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.